Hi, sir. I thought I would share a little bit about my progress with my Hexagon quilt. If nothing else, for my own accountability. So here's my recent batch of hexagons. Just lots of them. I make a few every evening, and then I dump them in these little fabric baskets, and when it's full I put them in a box. Well, let's just get those out of the way. Here's my little box of hexagons, but you know what, we're gonna need a bigger box because this is completely full, which is a good problem to have. So I've kind of lost count of how many hexagons I've made so far. Nowhere near enough, that's for sure. Because I guess I'm a bit of a nerd, I have made a spreadsheet in Google Docs where I can put in how many hexagons I make each day, and then I've set it up so that it will calculate how many in total per month, my average per day, the median per day, because why not, and then I also have a little where it can calculate the percentage that I've made. So if I've made 100% of my goal for each month, which is 300 hexagons, so I don't know if you can see it, but in November I made 333 hexagons, which means that I'm over my 100%, which is great. So I made this so that I'm not just making my hexagons and they're disappearing into a box or a bag and I don't know how far I am. So now I can sort of keep track and see how many I have made. I'm not sure still how many I need to make, but I probably need around 3,000, maybe a bit more. So now I have made, actually I haven't counted the total because I had made some before I set up the spreadsheet. I should have put that in the spreadsheet as well. Anyway, in the spreadsheet, when I printed it out, I had made over 400. And then whatever I had before that. I had made some hexagons before I got back into this recently. So here's some that I've sewn together. And then there's these ones in the box, in the bag here. Some of these are made with paper that is quite a bit thicker than what I have been using recently. So I've been thinking about what to do about that. I think the ones that are too thick, I'm gonna have to unpick them, give them a really good press, and then redo them. Some of these that I've already stitched together, I think they're okay for the thickness. But I have actually, I think you can see, I have actually started to take out some of the papers. And I don't know what to do about that. because if I start stitching them together with ones that have paper in them, they might get pulled out of shape. And also I'm going to pick this apart anyway, because this is not how I want to stitch it together. So I think these ones where I've taken the paper out, I'm going to have to redo those as well. So there's going to be a fair bit of redoing hexagons at some point, but not at the moment. For now I want to sort of keep going with what I have been working on lately. And because I thought I have been doing quite well, I have a couple of rules for my stitching of the hexagons. My aim is to get 300 done each month. If I do more, that's great, obviously. So I aim to do 10 hexagons a day. Sometimes I do more than it, sometimes I do less, that's fine. That's also a reason why I like having my spreadsheet telling me my average, because then I know if I need to sort of bump up the production a little bit. So I aim for 10 hexagons a day, and I'm also trying not to break the chain, so that I do work on this every day, even if it's just making 1 or 2 hexagons, so I don't lose the momentum. Because this is a really long project. It's going to take months and months to first make all the hexagons and then sew them all together. But I'm happy with my progress in the last couple months. So happy that I actually treated myself to some new Denyse Schmidt fabrics. So these hexagons are all Denyse Schmidt fabrics. I don't know if you're familiar with this fabric designer, but I really love her fabrics. So that's why I decided 10 years ago that I wanted to make a hexagon quilt just using her fabrics, but it kind of stalled. But back to working on it. Anyway, I treated myself to a few new fabrics that I didn't have already. So that also helped me to sort of keep the momentum going, because I really wanted to stitch some hexagons using these fabrics. So I made myself stitch some of the fabrics I had already cut out before I could cut some of these and keep going with those. So I'm trying not to really focus on the end result at the moment, because it's so far away. I mean, realistically, I will probably finish stitching all the hexagons next year, so that's 2024, and then hopefully I can put it all together in 2025, but that's quite far away. So I'm not really thinking about that. I'm just thinking in terms of my 10 hexagons a day, maybe more if I can, 300 a month, and hopefully there's more than 300 a month, but if there isn't, it's fine. And I'm really enjoying this. I've got into the habit of, in the evening, of sitting upstairs in our spare bedroom where we have a TV, and I put on some nice YouTube channel or something, and I sit there and stitch a few hexagons. It's quite nice. And my husband is downstairs watching something with vampires or whatever. So yes, in case you were wondering how it was going with this project, it's still going. I think that's what you can say about it. It's still going, and I think this time it will keep going, and I will finish it, even if it won't be for another 2 years. But that's fine. I don't mind it. And thank you, all of you who commented on my first post about this project. Some of you mentioned projects that have been going for decades and still not finished, and that gives me hope that even though I started this 10 years ago, I will finish it one day, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated, and I'd love to know if you have projects like this. Maybe not hexagons, but maybe an embroidery or a quilt or whatever, a Fair Isle sweater maybe, that have taken years, maybe decades. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and do subscribe if you want to see more stitchy stuff that I'm making. I hope you have a great day, and happy stitching.